In this video, I'm going to be covering some tips for selling to stores that are basically resale shops, secondhand shops like Buffalo Exchange, Uptown Cheapskate, Plato's Closet, places like that. Basically, the concept of these stores is you bring them clothing and they price it at whatever they're going to sell it out, and that you get a percentage of that price that they put. So most stores, I found it's about 30% of the ticket price. So if you take something to them that they take it at $10, you get on the spot $3. The other alternative is a lot of times these stores give store credit at a higher rate, so they will give you 50% of the ticket price, but then you have to turn around and spend it in their store. So if you're looking to buy higher end stuff to resell, say on eBay or Etsy or wherever, Poshmark, you could potentially use your store credit to invest in a piece that maybe you wouldn't have bought with your own money. But I mean, you just kind of have to weigh the pros and cons, which payout is better for you. Anyway, so the benefit of taking your clothes to a store like Buffalo or Uptown is that you get cash right there. And with eBay or any online selling, you kind of don't know when or if your items are going to sell. You could have an item listed for 1 month, a year, 2 years, 3 years, and yeah, you'll eventually get the price that you want for it, but you're not going to get it right when it lists unless you're really lucky and something sells really quick. So basically the benefit is that you get cash right then and there, and the better stuff you bring them, the more money you make, obviously. So I wanted to give some tips and tricks on how to best approach selling at these stores. The first being is I would really understand the market that your store that you're selling to is serving. And what I mean by that is Buffalo Exchange, located in Boston, is not going to carry the same stuff that a Buffalo Exchange located in Austin is going to carry. So the Buffalo in Boston might stop buying jean shorts in, I don't know, let's say July, whereas the one in Texas is going to buy it year-round. Another factor is what age are these stores serving. So my Buffalo mostly sells to college students, so they want clothes that college students want to wear. However, I've definitely gone to resale stores where they're targeting more of an older population. No, by older I mean age 25 and up. I've definitely seen people older than me, or you know, in their 40s, 50s, 60s shopping at there, but between that age of like 25 to 35 or 40. You know, that being said, I know taste is subjective. I'm just trying to be real here. Like, they want that after college crowd, so stores like that might be buying a lot of like cool business casual, whereas the first kind of type that I mentioned is not going to be buying business casual unless it's like really, really cool. So, I mean, it's just really understanding the market that the store is serving, so that can be done by the location of the store. And I also think it's a good idea to, when you're in the store, look at who's there, who's shopping at that store, and kind of get a feel for their style and what they're wearing. And then also just spending time looking around the store. What items are they looking for? What do they carry a lot of? There's going to be items that are going to be popular in every store like that, no matter what, like band t-shirts, vintage Levi's. I mean, there's like evergreen items, but you know, like one shop might carry more party kind of clothes, another shop might carry more like career kind of clothes. It just really depends on the market that they're trying to serve. So I would suggest walking around, getting a feel for the customer base, maybe go on a day when it's a little bit more busy so you could see who's there, and then also looking at the clothes that are there. Another factor is some resale stores will buy clothes that are not perfect. Maybe they have a little tiny hole in them or a little tiny stain, whereas some other ones will only buy it if it's in pristine condition, no matter if it's vintage or new. They want stuff that looks like it's brand new. So that's another important thing to keep in mind. Now, when you take your stuff to the store, before you even get there, the most important thing is to wash it. Yes, I know how tempting it could be to go to the Goodwill and then come home and just throw your stuff in a bin and take it to them, but no, you should wash it first, and here's why. One, it's going to look better to the person who is looking at the item to buy it. Obviously, you want to you want to put your best foot forward and bring them items that they want to buy. They may not want to buy something that looks like it hasn't been washed in a week, and when you buy something at the Goodwill, you don't know when the last time it was washed. That being said, it also gets dirty when it's at Goodwill. There's customers touching it, there's people processing it who are touching the item. Like, there is dirt on that item. So wash your stuff before you take it there. The only exception I would say, and this might just be me, if something is dry clean only and it has like one of those little tags on it that it just got dry clean, sometimes I don't wash that stuff, just because if it is dry clean only, I'm not going to spend the money to dry clean it again if it looks like before it was donated it got dry cleaned. Excuse me. The next step after you wash your clothes and dry them and, you know, so on and so forth, a lot of places want stuff that they can buy from you and put right on the hanger and sell it pretty quickly. So that being said, if you have an item that is more wrinkled than not, I would recommend steaming that item. And I say this because one time I took something to Buffalo and they said, we really love this item, but it is very wrinkled, because it was at the very bottom of my bin. And it probably had been there for a few days before I got the chance to take it there. They said, please bring it back to us when you've steamed it, and we would be happy to buy this item. So save yourself the time, make sure everything is wrinkle free. You know, there's different things you could do, like if you hang it up right after it gets out of the dryer, or fold it right after it gets out of the dryer, that could help. If you know you have something that is wrinkle prone, maybe put it at the very top of the items that you're bringing them, or even bring it on a hanger if you want to. It's really just about being able to present the item in its best condition to them, so they give you money for it. And that being said, when something is washed and it's wrinkle free, it does look more expensive, so you might even end up getting more money than you would have if it was wrinkled. So the next tip I would say, after you've washed, you've made sure everything looks good, is to present your items in a way that is pleasing to the eye. Now, I've seen people go into Buffalo with huge garbage bags, and I've talked to the sales associates there, and I know they say, we don't care how you bring us your stuff, we just want to see cool stuff. And I mean, they could say that all day every day, but I sure as heck feel a lot better when I bring them a bin of stuff and everything's laid out very nicely and they can look at everything and they're excited. Like, I want them to have that feeling of, ooh, this is a really cool item, it's coming out of this bin, what's next? That idea of kind of making them happy to look at the stuff too. So I can do another video where I show how I put things into a bin before I take it to Buffalo, but I definitely think in life it's pretty true that presentation means a lot. So make sure your stuff looks good, make sure it's folded, make sure it's easy to look at, make sure, you know, you just want it to look good. That is a big aspect of it. Another thing I would say, it is good too, if you are going to the stores quite frequently to resell, is to get to know the staff. I've never gotten any insider tips, but I find that if I have like a little bit of a relationship with someone, you know, they might give me better feedback about what I'm bringing them, or they might tell me what they're looking for more honestly than, you know, just handing me a pamphlet and saying, this is what we're looking for, which is great, but like, I want to know, what are you looking for exactly? Like, what can I bring you? What do you guys want to see? What's selling right now? If you have that like existing relationship that's more like a partnership with the store, then you might get some more helpful tips for when you're sourcing. My last tip on sourcing is that I find when I buy stuff that I think, oh, Buffalo will definitely like this, or Uptown will definitely like this. I don't know why this always happens to me, but that stuff, like, stuff I thought they would surely buy, like, they don't buy. And I'm like, what the heck? How did I go so wrong? So when I'm sourcing, I actually just buy stuff I think is cool, because whatever Buffalo doesn't buy from me and whatever I don't need quick cash from, I just end up, my plan is to put that stuff on eBay anyway. So if I don't think it's cool, I don't really want to look at it again to resell it unless it's like worth a lot of money, in which case, you know, I'm probably not bringing it to Buffalo anyway. I'm probably going to put it on eBay and wait for that $50 versus getting a payout of, you know, like $5 to $10 up front. I lied when I said that last tip was my last tip, because now I have another thing that I'm thinking of, which is, in your mind, if you're also selling on eBay or Etsy or whatever, you should probably have the kind of a threshold in mind for what you want to keep for yourself to sell on eBay and what you want to bring to Buffalo. Because if you bring something to Buffalo, you could sell for $100, $200, even $50. You might find it is more worth it to you to wait to sell that stuff yourself. I've definitely found that a lot of times Uptown will price shirts really low. Like if I brought them like a vintage, linen, cropped, sleeveless, Banana Republic hard to find blouse, just to name a few keywords, they might price out at $8, but I think in my head I could probably get like $40 for it on eBay from someone who really likes the blouse as much as I do. So I definitely think it's worth considering how much you can get for it on your end on eBay and wherever you're selling versus how much you could get for it up front. Now that being said, if you need cash, you need cash. So you kind of have to weigh the pros and cons of bringing something to them quicker, or if you are willing to wait for that slower money. I will say I definitely do get a sense of when Buffalo passes on something and then I sell it a little bit later for anywhere from $20 to $50. I'm kind of like, Buffalo, why don't you buy this from me? You could have had it. But you know, sometimes they're just looking for a certain style and you know, they think that people will like it or they won't. And that my biggest takeaway I hope that you get from this video is like, whatever they don't take, just don't take it personal. At the end of the day, it's just clothes. Especially if you're a reseller, like, it's not your style anyway most of the time. At least my stuff isn't necessarily always my style. So if they don't take something, I'm just not like, oh, I wore this and I loved it and I look so good and you're not taking it, you must be saying you think it's ugly. Like, no, it's just they don't think it's going to sell in their store. That's it. That's all it means. So just don't take it personal. Especially if you do take it personal, don't express that feeling, because if you have to come back to that store, you probably want them to have positive images of you, not negative ones. So those are my basic tips and tricks for selling at resale stores, for lack of a better word. Let me know if you guys have any questions, or if you want to share any tips with me. I could definitely do a video where I show how I pack my stuff to take to Buffalo, so you guys could get a bit of an idea of what that looks like to help you take your stuff in as well. Thanks for watching this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it and subscribe if you want to see more content. Thanks and bye!